Hey everybody, this is Reza.
This is Sandy.
Welcome back to the 15th episode of the Stone Cold Sober podcast. We
Yeah.
apologize for the delay in episode 15. I was in LA last weekend and then I also got sick the week before, so just a series of unfortunate and fortunate events have caused us to miss a week or, what is it, 2 weeks? A week?
We better not get hit with a copyright sign because
Yeah.
you just mentioned series of unfortunate events.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? You know what video I'm putting in here right now?
How was LA? Tell me about it.
LA was good. I mean, so I guess I'll just give you a little bit of background on why we went to LA. Last year, last winter, my two older brothers. I have two older brothers, a younger brother, and a younger sister. The sister's the youngest. So my two older brothers and I had talked about doing like a little vacation. So the three of us would get away together. You know, we don't see each other too often. I'm in Delaware and Pennsylvania. My older brother is in Chicago, and then my other brother's in Indianapolis. And we don't get to see each other too frequently. So what we decided to do is try to get together and take a little vacation. So last year we ended up going to Orlando for about 3 or 4 days, which was a lot of fun. And then this year we decided to try to get my little brother and little sister in on it. So my sister goes to the University of Southern California. And I've never spent any meaningful time in LA. So the four of us decided, the four brothers decided to travel over to LA, visit my sister.
Nice.
So we did that from Wednesday. I got there Wednesday afternoon and left Saturday afternoon. And it was great, you know. It's always nice to get away and just relax for a little bit. Unlike you and I, when we went to Brazil, we had a whole lot of stuff planned and structured. This time we really didn't have too much planned. Like, we got to LA, my sister was trying to plan things out to figure out where we're going to be going and, you know, what do we want to do on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And we're just kind of like, you know what, we just got here. I'm just here to relax. We'll just go with the flow. We'll do whatever we can. There were a few things that we wanted to do, but we had no real reason to do it on any particular day.
What were the things that you wanted to do?
So we went to Universal Studios, which we actually went to Universal Studios in Florida. I'll say Florida's actually better. It's much bigger, and they have a lot of the same rides. But it was still cool to go. My older brother, who also went with us last year in Florida, there are two parks. I don't remember the specific names. There's, I guess, Universal Studios, and then there's like the other park with roller coasters. So we did the first part, like the theme attraction. They have like indoor like rides. They have some roller coasters, but a lot of like attractions. And we did that the first day, and then the next day we did the roller coasters. And my older brother's flight was canceled the first day, so he missed the first day of the trip. So he actually didn't get to do a lot of the attractions that my oldest brother and I did. So when we went in LA, he was able to experience some of the stuff that we saw. So Universal Studios was one thing. We wanted to take like a backlot tour of like kind of any studio, and we ended up doing Warner Brothers, which was really cool. Then I guess that's about all we had planned. I'm thinking we ended up going to the observatory, the Griffith Observatory, which is really cool. So we got to see the sunset up there, got some really cool pictures, and then
awesome.
we saw 2 shows at the planetarium. Only $5 per show for students. It's only $7 for a regular adult, so like, you know, $2, whatever.
But you whipped out that student ID though?
I whipped out the student ID though. We all did. all
Everyone did?
4 of the 5 of us. Yeah, well, because I'm a PhD student, Majub's in med school. Mohammed is working on his master's in art therapy, and Sarah's in USC. So
Oh my
4 of
God.
us,
That's
4 of the 5
amazing.
of us had student tickets. Saved ourselves a cool $16 total.
But you saw dollar signs when you guys
I
walked
saw
in,
dollar signs.
and you're like, nah, not today.
And the
Let me
weather
get
was
that
great.
student discount. Yep.
I was like, wait, $5 for a student ticket. I was like, oh shit, I'm about to get that discount. And then like I find out later it was like $7. I'm like, what? I could have left my student ticket at home. I didn't need that.
Yeah, right?
That extra wallet space would have been nice. Just saying.
You're just like, I'm balling out. Tickets on me.
So then the weather out there is great though. When we landed, I was wearing my my winter clothes. When I left, it was really cold. It was raining. So I was wearing a sweatshirt and I was wearing jeans, right? I land in LA, 90 degrees outside, and
Yeah.
I was wearing that pretty much the rest of the day. We stayed we did Airbnb to get an apartment,
Mm-hmm.
and we just missed the guy. We were actually a little late. We stopped at like Target and did a little bit of shopping before. Maju had actually met up with some of his friends in LA. So he has some friends. He used to go to Pittsburgh University, as an undergrad, and some of his friends actually live out in LA now. So he met up with some of them before Mustafa and I landed, because he got in like 2 or 3 hours earlier. Muhammad landed like 4 or 5 hours after that. So Majub, or Sarah, Mustafa, and I went to a couple stores, and then we went to the Airbnb place where we met up with Majub. We had just missed the Airbnb host, but the place was pretty nice, nice and cozy. And it was really hot when we walked in, but we didn't have any place to park the car on the street, so we just dropped our bags and we left. So I foolishly decided to not change my clothes, or I shouldn't say decided, because I kind of just forgot, but I didn't change my clothes, and like we were outside for much of the day after that, and I was just sweating, man. It was
Yeah.
really hot out there. But when the sun set, it was really nice again. So that was cool. But it was just a cool change to just be able to wear shorts and a short sleeve outside and just be cool.
You'll get that soon enough.
Yeah. The next day we went to Santa Monica, and we met up with my uncle. So my uncle lives in San Diego. So he drove up and he bought us lunch. There was actually a marathon that happened that day, coincidentally. So, I mean, that caused a little bit of traffic, but it wasn't too much. There was a decent amount of people. Just cool seeing people, like, just finishing the marathon, and how tired they were and stuff like that. But we didn't actually get to see anybody actually run. So we walked along the pier. I showed you the pictures of what GTA 5 is replicated off of.
Yeah.
Then what else did we do that day? That was the day we went to the observatory. The next day we hit up Warner Brothers. That's where we found out that we knew Conan was shot out there. I didn't actually know it was in Warner Brothers Studios though. Tickets are free, but we tried to get the tickets for Conan, and they had no more tickets available for the next day. I can't remember what's his name. Spock from the new Star Trek movies. What's the actor's name?
Zachary Quinto.
Yes, he was a guest on that episode, so that would have been cool to see him. And OK Go was performing,
Oh, nice.
but alas, we couldn't make that.
Alas.
Yes, alas.
You go to LA, you're speaking like a goddamn actor.
So Tuesday we went to we went to Universal, and after that Muhammad was looking to the tickets. That's when we would have gone to Conan if we could have, and they were out. But Muhammad found they were filming the Cedric the Entertainer TV show, Soul Man, which I've never seen in my life, and the tickets are free. So we try to get in on that, and the tickets say, or on the site it says, it's highly recommended that you bring a physical ticket with you. And so we were already at Universal when we were doing this, right? We go out of our way to try to get the tickets. You have to like call them up to confirm, even though you've put your name in, and you actually have to hit a confirmation button. A confirmation button to say you will be showing up, because if you don't show up, they say they'll basically ban you from any recordings ever again.
Wow.
Yeah, right. It's like, well, I guess I can understand. Yeah, you're taking tickets away from somebody else who may have wanted them, but come on, man. So anyway,
Forever.
forever. So and then you have to call them up and say, like, you have to read this line from the ticket, say, this is R. Hammond. I will be showing up for the recording of Soul Man at 4:30 p.m. or whatever it is, or on this date. So we have to leave Universal, take an Uber, which we used everywhere. I've never used Uber before, but it's pretty cool. We were trying to get like that $20 promo credit as much as possible. If you ever used it.
Yeah.
So like, when you first sign up, you can like invite a bunch of people, and as long as everybody signs up, you get $20 promo credit per person, or up to $20 for a ride. So we were trying to figure out like, what are these long distance rides that we have to take, and then make sure that people were using their $20 promo credit on that particular ride.
Yeah.
So we must have gotten like, I don't know, I would guess like $80 worth of rides out there from the promo stuff, which is cool.
Nice.
And then there was one driver who gave us a couple codes too, for like Lyft and one of the other services. I don't know what it's called right now. So we wanted to go to the recording, but we had to stop at Kinko's to print the tickets. So we go to Kinko's, print the tickets, but Mustafa and I had problems getting our Uber guy. Like he was I don't know, there was some confusion. He couldn't find where we were. Took us a while to get there. So we had to take two different Ubers because there were five of us. So there weren't enough there were no Uber XLs anywhere near us. So we had to take two different Ubers a lot of the time. So we get there, we print the tickets, and we're like hustling over to CBS Studios, and we get there, and they had closed the doors. I think we were supposed to start at 4:30. We got there like at 4:28 or 4:29, but they had closed the doors. So we see the line for Last Man Standing, the Tim Allen show, and we're like, well, can we see that one? And they're like, well, if their tickets available, if their seats available, and then yeah, sure. You just got to give me time to let my ticket holders get in. Not like 2 minutes after that, there's like this family. It's a mom and dad and their daughter who shows up. And she's like, tickets. And he's like, oh, funny thing about that. We had them, but we lost them. And he's like, but I can promise you, we do have the tickets that are reserved in my name. If you could just look this up. And she's like, oh, that's fine. So I'm like, really? We missed the Soul Man recording because we went out of our way to print the tickets because it says it's highly recommended that you have the tickets printed.
Right.
I didn't know what that means.
Y'all got punked.
Yeah. So regardless, we ended up getting inside. And it was really cool. It was really good. I've never seen this show either. But it was really cool, like seeing the actual recording process, seeing Tim Allen, like, you know, make little jokes. I think he ad-libbed a few lines here or there. And then they also had like prizes for the crowd. So like if you were giving good laughter, there was like a comedian. So between shots, even at the beginning, there was like an hour at the beginning where he was like explaining everything to us, warming us up. They showed us an episode from the past from the show, you know, just let us know what was going on in the show. And they had like prizes and stuff. So Mustafa and I actually got he was giving out like playing cards. And then at the end of the show, he would draw these playing cards out at random from another deck. And if you had that card, then you would win a prize. So Mustafa and I actually we were given cards for laughing, which is cool. Which was cool. But I swear, man, he had a hard on for this one family, dude, because he gave like the mom and dad like a gift card to some restaurant. Then he gave both of their daughters playing cards, and then one of those daughters won the big prize, the iPod Shuffle.
Damn.
And I was upset because I had the 4 of diamonds, she had the 3 of diamonds. She had gotten the card right before me. Had he not given her one, that would have been my iPod Shuffle, man.
Like you're gonna use an iPod.
I would have used the iPod Shuffle.
Get the fuck out of here.
Lena bought me an iPod Shuffle like 2 years ago, right?
How many times have you used it?
I used it a lot. I used it at the gym every time I went to the gym. That's when I first got on podcasts. And then I went to Ohio, and when I was out in Ohio, I ended up leaving it in the hotel room that I was in.
Wow.
I know. I was really disappointed. I had it out. Like, I normally keep it in my backpack, right? But I had it out because I don't know. I think I had used it some recently.
Elena, this is how you really feel about your gift.
This is what I'm saying. So we were packing up all my stuff, and it was on the table, and I think it must have fallen off onto the floor. And it's so small that we missed it when we were
Elena,
leaving.
he didn't like your gifts.
So
just so we're clear.
So anyway, you'll be able to hear my laughter on TV on April 10th on Last Man Standing. So check that out.
I won't lie to you. You're gonna have to remind me that that's going down.
Oh, I'm gonna remind you. We got it in the Google Calendar. I got the reminder set up. I don't really need the reminder because that's the day after Mustafa's birthday, so I can't really forget.
Okay.
It's going down, man.
Yeah.
Overall, it was a really cool experience, and that was just one of the super random things that we did. We had no real we didn't really know what we were going to do for the rest of the day after Universal. We got to Universal, and we realized we were going to finish everything much quicker than we thought, and so we were like, all right, well, what can we do? There was a showing of Last Comic Standing. They were going to be recording an episode there at Universal. We wanted to do Conan, which we obviously figured out wasn't going to happen that day. And then Muhammad went to the tvtix.com and found Soul Man, and then we went to go see Soul Man, and that we missed that, so we went to Last Man Standing, and I honestly think that's the better show. I don't think Soul Man has as great of reviews, and I think that Tim Allen is he's like a seasoned veteran when it comes to sitcoms.
Well, yeah. I mean, how many years was Home Improvement on?
I don't even know. I was wondering that too. I never looked into it.
That's some fuck you money.
Oh, and my favorite part was I don't know if you ever watched the Cosby Show, but Pam from the
Of course I
Cosby
did.
Show, she's in that show. So when we saw that Pam was in it, we're like, oh shit, it's Pam.
Oh, you kill me. That's
That
funny.
may be Tim Allen over there, but oh shit, that's Pam. I
Oh
need her
shit.
autograph.
Did you get her autograph?
No, I didn't. What I did also realize though, when we left the set, when we were actually walking to the set, I'm like, yo, it's so easy to like. It would be so easy to dip from that group. Like when they're walking you in, you have to like meet up outside in the parking garage, and they walk you to the set where they're recording, right? The sound stage where they record. And as they're walking you through, you're walking through like the parking lot. There's all sorts of buildings around. If you were dressed properly, like you could come dressed, maybe not in a suit, but like I don't know what you would wear. But you can dress in a way that if you were with this group, you could easily dip away from them and like just go start exploring. I wonder how far you can actually get before somebody realizes like, yo, you don't belong here.
Yeah, I'd be careful
I
about
mean, I'm
doing
not
stuff
gonna
like
do
that.
it. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, you don't fit the profile, so they're just gonna let wandering around.
yeah, but like, but like, I'm just saying, like,
What?
I saw plenty of people like
Who's
walking
walking
around.
around by themselves?
I,
Huh?
s- I saw
Somebody
plenty
get
of people
Homeland
walking around
Security
by
out here.
themselves, man. I'm just saying, I could have pulled it off.
Listen, I think your margin for error and quote unquote white people margin for error totally different.
You may be onto something.
Yeah, right? God damn. It's like, wait, what did Reza do? Oh, God. Rookie mistake. Okay. Yeah, my friend and I, we went to go see the movie Kingsman today,
Oh yeah,
which you have to go see it.
I'm
It's,
amazed by that, by the way, because when I saw the preview for Kingsman, I thought that looked like trash. Like the
yeah,
first time I saw it, I just didn't think it was a movie that was going to take itself too seriously. I thought it might be more funny than anything, even though it might
and
be trying to be serious.
no, it's definitely not supposed to be serious at all. It's based off of a graphic novel, and they did a phenomenal job with it. It is hysterically funny, and there's a lot of stuff that happens in the movie that you don't foresee happening.
Yeah,
A lot of good moments in that movie overall, and the action sequences are really good. It's a rated R movie, so it's very kick-ass-ish.
yeah.
But then after that, my friend and I, we went to brunch, and then I got an email for an advanced screening of Furious 7.
Oh, really?
So I'm gonna do that on Thursday at like 5 o'clock.
Okay,
So we'll get to see that movie for free.
that's awesome.
Yeah, we are both super excited for that because I am a huge Fast and the Furious fan.
Really?
Yeah, you have like no idea how big of a fan I am of that.
I didn't know that. I'm a fan as well, but I also find the movies absurdly ridiculous.
Exactly. That's what I love about them.
I
Like it all
remember.
started basically with Fast Five,
Yeah,
because the fourth one was trash, and then the Tokyo Drift one was like you can't expect me that like Bow Wow is hustling in the middle of a Japanese American school.
I
Like,
know, right? I'm supposed to believe this.
Yeah, right.
Fuck out of here. I remember. I
Yeah,
forgot the fourth one. I don't really remember everything that happened in the fourth one, but
and shit.
it's I don't. Here's the thing. Here's my beef with Fast and Furious. All right. Why do they
Alright,
have such a stupid naming scheme for their movies? Why can't they just be the Fast and the Furious 1, the Fast and the Furious 2, so on and so forth? The
if you're
first
gonna
one,
talk shit about this franchise, we're gonna have to end the podcast early.
I'm just saying, look, all right? Just hear me out. I'm looking, I have
You best
two,
be careful.
I have two of the six movies, so I'm one third of the way there, but I've seen all six. All right? I'm looking at them on my DVD rack right now. All right? Here's my beef with them. The first one's called The Fast and the Furious, okay? Second one, I like to put my stuff in alphabetical order on my with my video games, with my DVDs, with my books, right? Second one, Too Fast, Too Furious. That doesn't belong after The Fast and the Furious. That belongs next to 28 Days Later, all right? I don't want to put this next
You're
to
a
The Fast and the
moron. You
Furious.
know that?
No, I'm not a moron because this is the thing though. Then number 3 is called, which I don't have because it fucks up my chronological order or alphabetical order. It goes The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, okay? Then number 4 comes
Right.
and they hit you with this cheese, Fast and Furious. They remove
Right.
the thes, and that's number 4. Then number
You should,
five.
but
Then
you, but
number
honestly,
five. They
you
just
shouldn't be taking into account does to begin with.
no, I don't. That's why the Fast and the Furious is after the Exorcist, but before Ferris Bueller's Day Off. All right. Now
Oh
number
my God,
five is called Fast Five. What kind of shit is that?
this is
What
some Rayman
what
shit
is
that I'm
number six?
listening
What
to
is number
right now.
six? I don't even know what number six is called.
You're a moron. You know
What
that?
what is number six? Just tell me. Just tell me what number six is called.
Who gives a shit?
And then number seven, they decided to switch the whole fucking thing up and call it Furious Seven. That is some cheese.
Oh, that was some Rayman shit we just had to listen to. Oh God,
Is
I
it
don't know
just?
how you live.
This is how I live, man. It's called
Oh
Fast
my
and
God.
Furious Six. Originally, it was called Furious Six. Some bullshit.
Right.
And you know what? I also have a big problem with number six.
What?
The fucking like 60-mile long runway. Somebody did the calculation at the end. He tried to calculate how fast the cars were going and take into account how long the scene was, and the runway had to have been like something like 50 miles long, right? Now, sure, you could say, hey,
Uh,
Reza, maybe it was a 50-mile long runway, except for the fact that they showed us the runway before that runway scene. We saw the runway in the daytime. It was a normal runway, and then the whole time they're on the runway, flying at like
could have
100
been
miles an hour.
a depth perception thing. You don't know.
No, Sandy. No, it could not have been a depth perception thing.
Maybe it happened at night.
It did.
Because it happened at night, you
All
can't
right,
be
Sandy. I'm done.
exactly
I'm done with
sure.
my Fast and the Furious rant. You could continue. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I took it. I'm sorry. I took it there.
Yeah, right. Goddamn derailed everything.
All right, Furious
Um,
7. You're saying that this week.
yeah, I'm seeing Furious 7 this week, so I'll let you know how it is. I'm very excited.
I'm excited for it. I don't know if I'll pay
They
to see it,
said
but
they
I'm gonna
said this
see
whole
it.
thing about not bringing in phones uh to the event, but
Yeah.
we'll see how that actually works out. Because I don't think you're gonna actually take people's phones away from them.
Oh, they took our phones away when we went to see Last Man Standing.
Really?
Yeah, man. They were like, oh, you can't have
What's
your phones and you can leave them in your car. We're like, oh, we don't have a car, so they just put it in like a little bag for us and held on to it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was actually surprising. Like, I guess it wasn't too surprising. I should have expected it, but we were in such a rush. I didn't have time to text Delana and say, "Hey, I'm gonna be out of commission or out of contact for the next like 3 hours."
That's crazy talk.
Yeah, so they could take it away from me. I'll ask if you want me to. I'll ask Muhammad because he used to go to a few a decent amount of advanced screenings because he did some reviews for movies. So he'll know better than I'll know.
Yeah, sure. I don't think. Go ahead. That'd be great.
Okay.
Um, what else? So yeah, that is Thursday. Super excited about that. Um, well, I did have a date on Monday.
Ah, yes.
Um, so I met this. We got connected on Hinge, one of those like daily match scenes. Um, and she basically reached out first. I was stuck at work. This was a late night at work.
Hmm.
I've had a couple of late nights that we can get into in a little bit. Um, but I was just working, and then she reached out and she goes, "Your profile like page or section of the app, because you had to write a little bit about yourself."
Yeah.
She goes, "Your about me is 10 out of 10," and I read hers because I
Oh,
was like, "Oh, who
snap.
is this person?" And then she goes, "I was once robbed by two monkeys in the span of 24 hours." So we just started talking about that, and she goes, "The story is best told over a drink." And I was like, "Oh, shit. Um,
The way you said that was
it's
like
about
Kevin
to go
Hart.
down."
Oh shit!
Yeah.
It's a
Oh,
deer, bro.
shit. Oh, my God. Um, I didn't buy a ticket to any of his shows.
Yeah, man, me neither. And I kind of regret it. I should have
Yeah,
bought it,
because
and if I
all of the
couldn't go,
shows,
I could have sold it. It's just a mistake.
yeah, all of the shows sold out in New York in like a
Yeah,
day.
yeah. They still have a couple
Um,
tickets at Lincoln, but they're all up top.
yeah. Maybe it's still worth it to go though, because they'll
That's
be
what I was
shooting a
thinking.
special there.
Right, you'll get to see it early at least, or hear the jokes early.
Yeah. Um, but so we ended up deciding, like we were talking over the course of a day or two, trying to figure out, because she was out of commission for the week, and I guess so was I. So we decided to meet on Monday.
Yeah.
We got connected on like Friday or something.
Okay.
And I ended up picking a bar that was in the West Village. It's really cool. It's called the Garret, and you have to walk into a Five Guys, and then go into the back up a flight of stairs to get into this bar, which I found it's always like a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
She was about a half hour late because of
Oh
like the
Jesus.
subway, which is fine. It's a crazy subway line,
Okay.
so you can't give her shit for that. She showed up and she was like just as funny as when we were talking. Um, she basically spent like 2.5 hours at the bar,
Yeah.
and then she told me that she was going to Duke Business School in the fall. And so in that moment, I go, your headspace is probably like you're not looking for anything serious.
Yeah.
So I kind of like I didn't shut the whole thing down, but I definitely was like just enjoying her company. I guess is a good way to say it. We ended up going to dinner afterward because I basically looked at her. I was like, "Dude, I am starving. Do you want to get anything to eat?"
Yeah.
She goes, "Yeah, let's totally do it." We basically just picked a sushi place, but it was like it's a sushi samba, it's like a fusion type place. Um, so you can't call any of it actual sushi.
Yeah.
Um, like they had like mozzarella cheese on some of their sushi rolls. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Gotta cater to
But
those people, man.
those people don't fucking exist.
Those people don't know.
Yeah, right. Um, and then at the end of the night, I basically walked her to the subway. I gave her a hug. I was like, "All right, you have a good night." And then I texted her when I got out of the subway, and I go, "Listen, I don't know what headspace you're in right now, but I had a lot of fun. I'd love to see you again." She goes, "Oh, because I'm going like to
Oh
business
gee.
school soon. I'm not really looking for anything serious right now." And I go, "That's fine. Let's just keep things casual. We'll see where it goes."
Yeah.
But work has been so crazy recently that I've only been able to text her a few times, and then we haven't really been able to meet up again.
I see.
The reason that work is getting a lot crazier is because my boss, the woman that I work closely with day to day,
Right.
she gave notice. She's going back to her agency, like her old boss poached her.
Yeah.
So she gave notice like end of last week. And what's it called? Somebody like a couple of product people in our group are also leaving. So
Wow.
there's like a couple of people leaving all at once. I guess it just so happened that it hit that way.
Right.
So now I'm basically one of the head creatives on this app
Oh
that we're
snap.
working on. So it's things are gonna get hectic fast.
It's like cool
Um,
that you're like one of the heads, but at the same time, yeah, it's gotta be.
yeah, I
It's gonna
mean,
be
I mean,
tough.
heads is just yeah, like I don't get to own the product outright,
Right.
but
Right.
I'm basically working on it the most day to day.
Yeah.
So I guess like in one aspect it's really cool because I get a lot of exposure to other groups now,
Yeah.
considering I get to speak on behalf of the creative. But it's also really stressful because this is like one of those like sink or swim moments,
Yeah.
and I definitely don't plan on sinking. But yeah, I mean overall the night that I had with her was a lot of fun. But it's just like one of those timing things. Like in a different world, it would have been a little bit easier.
It's happened to you before, man.
Yeah, right. Everyone, I told that story at work. People were like, Jesus, your luck sucks. I was
I
like, yeah,
wouldn't.
tell me about it, Jesus.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say I wouldn't say it sucks. It sucks, but it sucks. I wouldn't say your luck
Yeah,
in general sucks, but yeah, the situation in general sucks.
yeah, but it's not the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, What else? So that was early in the week. Um, I wanted to. What did I want to bring up? Oh, how are you doing with March Madness?
Dude,
Are you? Did
I
you even make a
didn't
bracket?
make a bracket, man. I saw so like last year I made the was it the billionaire bracket where what's his name,
Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett was supposedly gonna give away billion dollars away to somebody if they got a perfect bracket. So I made a bracket and that was obliterated from like game three. This year I knew I'm serious. How many upsets were there last year? And then I guess you can even compare it like how many upsets are there this year? I saw a post on Reddit earlier, just a few days ago, saying out of like the however million brackets that were created on ESPN, only like 200 something people had a perfect bracket still, and that was only like halfway through the first round.
Yeah, I don't understand how anyone had a perfect bracket coming out of this like this for this year's round. It's been absolute bonkers.
It has to be just like I don't know if they're random brackets, but geez, man, either people are very in tune with college basketball, or there are just some really lucky people.
Yeah. There's somebody in my group that still has like a 80, I think 80-ish% bracket.
Really,
Like that's incredible too.
I saw I went to ESPN and I checked out like their leaderboards or whatever. I think Kevin Hart at that time when I said only 200 some people had perfect brackets, I think Kevin Hart had a 99.9% bracket or 99%, whatever
Wow.
it was. He'd only missed one game at the time. So
Oh my
he
God.
had picked a couple of like the crazier games.
Yeah. Which is absurd that
Yeah.
he was able to do that.
Right. And I think Obama at the time had like 75%.
Yeah, Obama also picked with Iowa to win, like go to the Elite Eight or something. Like they were out the first day.
Yeah. I
Just goes to
don't
show you, man.
yeah.
It's
Who was
crazy.
didn't a one seed lose today or this weekend? Like Villanova,
Villanova.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the first time that's happened this early in like a long time.
Yeah, so my thing is I don't pay attention to college basketball, so I would be really bad at picking these games. But I feel like even if you did watch a lot of college basketball, there's certain play styles that mesh very well and lead to really good games. And then there are also like play styles where one team will like there'll be an upset, but somebody will actually see it coming because the better teams, the quote unquote or the better seed just won't have an answer to something that other team is doing. Or in the case of like what I was watching Duke play earlier today. I think they were playing who were they playing? I don't remember what the school was, but like Duke's press, like they were playing full court press first of all, and that caused a lot of problems for that other team to just bring the ball up the court. So they were not able to establish themselves offensively for much of the game. And then meanwhile, Duke they were just muscling their way around in the key. It was just the other team had no chance. It'd be really funny if they
How
ended up winning
early?
because I only saw like
How
the first
early?
half.
How early were they playing full court press?
It was first half. I saw it. It was like 18 minutes
Oh
left in
my
the first
God.
half. So Duke won 68 to it was San Diego State. They won 68 to 49 and
That's best.
they were going full court press from the very beginning.
Jesus Christ.
I hated
That's
playing
incredible.
like when I played like organized basketball back in like high school or whatever. I hated playing against people that played full court press. It's just like
Yeah,
if
that's
you're
just
not
with you.
if you're not trained to deal with it, and keep in mind when I say I was playing organized basketball, this is like rec leagues, man. This is URA. You're not like trained to properly deal with full court press. You don't have. There's no real rush to bring the ball up the court. There's no shot clock. There's no like. I think you were timed to bring the ball up the court to the half court, but even so, there's no significant pressure to get the ball up the court. And I just remember when people would play full court press on us, we would just be in like a mad dash to run up and stuff. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, it's intense, dude. Um, that reminds me of the football league now. Did I tell you about that first game that we played?
No, you did not. I didn't want to hear about that today, actually. I didn't hear about
Um,
last week's game or this week's game, so you got to tell me about both.
I'll tell you what I want to tell you. Relax.
No, you're going to tell me
Um,
about both, Sandy. All right, go ahead. Tell me what you want to tell
uh,
me.
that got awkward real fast. Um,
You didn't respond the way I thought you were going to
so
respond.
yeah, right. Last week's game was a scrimmage, so it's just like a warm up. The result doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And this is one of those things where there's teams that are like all at every level or division. I think there's 7 divisions overall, and some of these divisions are like, if you go to the top, you're like old college like athletes, right?
Yeah.
Like people that are fucking ripped playing this rec league, and then there's people like if you go low to where we are, we're just like again warriors, just like wanting to go out and just like enjoy the weather and have a bit of fun.
Yeah.
So last weekend we played against these teams. I swear to God, we showed up and we're like, I hope we're not playing those people, because when we looked over at them, everyone like so you need a minimum of 3 girls
Yeah.
on your team. But dude, this squad, like everyone, at least the guys were at least 6 foot tall,
Okay.
6 feet tall, and corn fed. Like these guys were huge.
They're not
They,
like
they,
they're not like cows, Sandy.
dude, they were like the Monstars from Space Jam. We showed up and we're like, you have got to be kidding me. And we had no answer for any of the things they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Every third play has to be a girl centric play, and the girls on our team just like could not do anything. Now I'm not putting any blame on the girls because the guys couldn't do anything either. But we were freaking toast, dude. Like we were throw balls, and these guys would just like intercept it one hand and just run it back for a touchdown. Like
Jesus,
I
man.
wish I was exaggerating, but
What
these
was the
guys were
final
just like
score?
they were. Uh, I don't. Well, it was not pretty. I'll tell you that much.
It was like a Madden game with you and Rob.
Yeah, right. It was not
Shout out to
good.
Rob.
We just shout out to Rob. Rob's now at he's
Yeah.
starting a new gig at
Yeah.
IBM.
Wait,
So
IBM.
shout out to you,
Nice.
Rob.
I saw that
Um,
he was leaving on Instagram, but I didn't know where he was going.
yeah, but they were really good sports though. Like I really appreciated that because they basically like knew like we weren't gonna be a factor at all.
Yeah.
So they let us score one in the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's just like it's fine. And then every team has like a charity that they're donating to.
Yeah.
So anytime you go to one of the sponsored bars in the neighborhood, and the games happen all over the city, if you go to the bar and you spend any money, it goes to your charity. So it's fun that way,
Sweet.
and it's a fun way to meet new people. But
Yeah.
so yesterday's game was crazy.
And yesterday is an
so
official game, or is it also a scrimmage?
yeah, yesterday was an official game.
Okay.
We show up, and it's like the first weekend. Everyone's like I'm wearing like workout gear. I've got like the compression gear on.
Yeah.
I've got like the long black socks over, like I'm basically on like all black everything. Like we're just like everyone's out here looking good, you know. You gotta look good, feel good, feel
Yeah.
good. You do good.
Look good, play good. That's what. Isn't that what Damian Lillard said, or did he say look good, play good?
He probably said. I think he said look
Did
good,
I just
play
say the same two damn things? I said the same thing
good. I
twice,
think
didn't
you
I?
did. I think you did.
Listen, cheese. All right, keep going.
Yeah. I was like, I don't want to say nothing, but you said it for me. So we lost the toss. Well, basically, you got to do like rock paper scissors to see who goes first.
Yeah.
We lost. I was like, okay, not the best sign, but we defer. It's fine. They
Yeah.
run this gadget play. Oh, it's 8-on-8. I'm sorry, it's 8-on-8.
Okay.
You need minimum 3 girls, 5. And then when the quarterback hikes it, there has to be a center who hikes the ball,
Right.
and the center can't move, so he just hikes the ball and he stands there. The
Really?
defense,
Wait, he can't even block.
you can't block. No.
What? Okay. All right.
These are just the rules.
Okay. I know. I got it.
And then when the defense has a lineman, they have to count to five Mississippis out loud, and then they can blitz.
Okay.
When they blitz, the lineman can't like do anything. Um, and that's the only time the QB can scramble.
Okay.
When you catch a ball, you can continue to move. But if your knee hits the ground, you're down. Um, but like people can't set picks like in the open field,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
two hand touch. So they run this gadget play where it's basically like a bootleg out the back.
Mm-hmm.
They have a running back who's like hiding, who basically runs a swing route. They toss it to him, and it's basically a halfback toss, and they bombed it down the field. They scored a touchdown in the first play.
Wow.
So we were just like, what? And then like our quote unquote coach, who was like one of our friends, was like, dude, who was covering the deep guy? So we were off to a bad start, but we got the ball next, and the funny thing is, I my demeanor is very similar to my demeanor back in high school, which is when I'm playing against another team, I'm just like having a good time, just like talking to them, never really taking things too seriously.
I see.
But I was able to score the first touchdown for my team. I basically ran a quick slant route, and then because I think we were trying to make things too complicated for us.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we gotta like run all these different types of plays. And I was like, listen, if a couple guys go deep and like, a couple of people play the check down route, like the quarterback always has something to throw to. Because
Right.
if we all go super deep, like what do you expect? Like we're gonna be able to like bomb it like on target every time.
Yeah.
So I just kept running the check down route just so that our quarterback, if it was a boy or a girl, could hit somebody. And then the way that first downs work is you get two. It's like four tosses. Each counts as a down. If you complete two passes in a row, or you pass the half yard, the half field mark, that's also a first down.
Okay.
And then I'm trying to figure out the rules. So the rules are weird to me too. Um, you only get two first downs before you have to score.
Yeah. Okay.
If you score and you go for one, it can be blocked, but the other team can't run it back. But if you go for two and it gets blocked, they can run it back.
Okay.
Like intercepted is what I mean. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
So I ran a slant route and I didn't even know what the end zone was. I just kept like diving in between people.
Yeah.
Because the cones weren't like I didn't recognize what the cone colors were because for some reason they used different color cones.
Oh.
But then I was like, all right, line up. They're like, no, dude, you scored. I was like, oh, cool. Um, and then they bombed it again. Like we kept giving up the deep ball, which
see.
is like pretty disappointing.
Yeah.
Because we were able to like shut down like their short routes pretty well. There was this moment where I went up, so somebody ran a deep post route, and I was tracking them, and then he like underthrew the ball, so I'm thinking to myself, oh, you're gonna intercept this ball, but out of the corner of my eye, just as I'm about to go up for this thing,
Yeah.
I see my teammate fly in.
Oh,
Right,
Jesus, dude.
one of these female teammates fly in,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, oh god, like if I go for this, I'm going to kill her. So I ended up sliding at the last second, like sliding on my knees to like not destroy my teammate.
Right.
My teammates were like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? You totally had an interception there. I'm like, dude, if I did, I would have killed Anna. And then when I slid, one of my feet got caught under me.
Oh yeah.
So I pulled my groin a little bit.
Jeez.
Like you feel like that
Yeah.
that really like tight moment.
Yep.
Yeah, so I was basically playing with like a really tender groin for the rest of the day. But
Mm-hmm.
good news, I ain't no bitch. So um, I can't even say
You
that.
say
without
that.
fucking
I said
laughing.
the same thing on my last flag football game. I tore my ACL, man.
Yeah, right. People are fucking serious out there, dude.
Oh yeah, it's serious out there in the streets of flag
Yeah,
football.
yeah. But I scored a second touchdown.
Nice.
It was a girl quarterback play, and she threaded the needle, and she basically like pushed the ball to me, like a shot put, and I was like, oh Jesus! So I just caught the ball and I like spun in, so that was really cool.
Nice.
I was like, damn, I got some athletic ability. Um, and then they bombed it again on us, and we couldn't stop it. And it was
Jeez.
funny
Yeah.
because there's people on our team that was just like so gassed. And I was like, dude, you gotta get off the floor. It's like not even the first half is over yet. You can't be gassed.
Yeah.
And you can like sub people in, but it's like not the best moment when you look at your team and people are just like on the ground already.
Yeah, man. I hear you.
Yeah, but I guess also if you're bombing up and down the field, like you are gonna get tired.
Yeah, for sure.
There was this one play where I was able to. I was actually really proud of this. I basically spun immediately when I caught the ball, and I was able to evade like this first guy that was like literally sitting right on top of me.
Yeah.
So that was a proud moment. I basically had like I want to say like 4 to 6 catches for X number of yards. I don't know how many yards. It's all fake shit.
Yeah.
And 2 touchdowns.
Nice.
So
Solid stats though, man.
yeah, I kept one of the guys on our team. He was the overall quarterback, and he was doing well in the beginning, but he started like forcing the issue because we were down by so much. And
Yeah.
then he started throwing picks. A couple of balls like either slipped or got out of his grasp. And I go, Matt Ryan, because he was wearing like a Falcons jersey. I go, Matt Ryan, I started you on my fantasy team. Um, you're throwing picks all day. But I was definitely like one of the big like cheerleaders on my team. Like anytime someone made a good play, I'd yell like "good dot" or great pass, good catch.
Yeah.
We're still we're still sort of gelling as a team. I was speaking to the other team while like I was on the sideline, giving other people a chance to get some reps in. And they're
Right.
like, "Oh yeah, like we've been playing for 5 seasons together now."
Oh wow.
So like yeah, when you run a gadget play like that, like and you can bomb it deep, like that's not something that you can just like whip up immediately.
Yeah.
But so this is our first season, and in my mind, if we just a big like we're trying to get one win on the board. Um, there's 4 teams in our division,
Okay.
and the top 4 teams get to go to the playoffs. So like ideally, it'd be nice to be able to say like we made it to a playoff game. But if not, I think the biggest win will just be like if we continue to do stuff like this, and like sign up for more seasons. And then I just feel like it's just a reps thing. Like the more reps you get in, you know,
Yeah.
you'll
Yeah,
the more
absolutely.
comfortable you'll be catching a ball, like bombing down the field. I was pretty happy with like my level of fitness in terms of staying in the game for most of it and not getting too gassed.
Yeah.
I just need to stretch harder and for longer before these games go because I can definitely tell that like the groin thing was definitely a just like not stretching enough.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, now granted, my foot did get caught underneath me, but I don't think that's an excuse.
Yeah, I guess.
But we were like we went into the half down. I want to say like 19-13 because if you go for 2 and you miss, the math works.
Right.
But then we ended up losing. Like yeah, we were going to the half. It was either that score or something very close to it, but we ended up losing like 59 to 19 or whatever. Like we
Oh
had it,
wow.
and we definitely did a lot better than the first game we played.
Yeah.
But I think people are still like some of the girls on our team are just like still getting used to catching balls, and we all have receiver jersey gloves because it
Oh,
just gets really cold when you're playing outside.
I see.
So I like went out and got a pair of gloves just so I like have some to like hold some traction when you're whipping a ball at me and it's cold as heck outside.
Right, right.
But yeah, there was one moment where it was like you had to pass it to a girl, one of those plays,
Mm-hmm.
and she went across the middle, and it was just like a simple dot, and she was there, like she had her guy beat, but then he just yelled out like he just barked at her, and
Oh,
she alligator armed on everyone.
wow.
And it's like no, you had it, you had it, like don't worry about him. But she like freaked out. She goes, I thought he was gonna kill me. And I was like, It's like, we're gonna kill you if you do that shit again. But no, it was fun. And then we went to a bar for a little bit afterward, and got to meet some new people, and it was a good time.
Cool. Yeah, I
Yeah.
did flag football every year of my undergrad, intramural flag football, and I remember having similar situations like that. The thing that always bothered me the most about my flag football team was that people were super committed at the very beginning of the season. I think we played something like four games, maybe 3 games, and then the playoffs started, but everybody was in the playoffs. But then at that point, it
Uh,
was just single elimination, and people would like be super committed. I think you needed 7 people. It was 7v7, and we'd have like 4 people to sub in, and then by the end of the season, we'd be playing like 6 people for the entire game because just people would stop
wow.
showing up, and it was really frustrating because we would win some games or like we would come close to winning games when we were at 6 people, and it's like I know we could have won this. I think we had to play a playoff game with 6 people one time. It's like really,
Yeah. So
we
if
made it
you
this
can't get the
deep.
subs in,
Yeah.
you're gassed. Yeah.
Also, people were always like never wanted to play linemen. So I was always on the O line, and I always felt like I could be much better if I was playing like I so what would happen
Hands.
when I'd play the O line is you have to you couldn't use your hands to block. You'd have to basically set a basketball pick. Keep your hands to
Yeah.
your side or like behind your back and just try to block the person. And then if the person got past you, I would just run, like 2 yards up and then just try to catch the short ball and then run. So like that's how I got most of my receptions. But I would always get really frustrated because I never got a chance to play wide receiver as much as I wanted to, because
Yeah.
everybody on my team wanted to be the hero and play receiver. And
Yeah.
a lot of times people, it's annoying when nobody wants to be the lineman and then the person gets the ball and they drop it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I play line to get the games going, and then the way
Yeah.
it works is if you were the intended target, then you're the lineman next.
That's a great
Just
idea.
yeah, just so you can there's no confusion,
Yeah.
but like we had some questionable hike techniques where like the quarterback was like looking all over the place for the ball because the person just thought like, oh, I just got to throw it behind me as hard as I can, because no, like do us a favor please and not torpedo our chances of winning this game. So I would just be like, all right, just get out of here, I'll take care of this.
Yeah.
And then I would basically read like I would help the quarterback read the defense and be like, you got open over there, over there. But at a certain point, I was like, dude, we're getting crushed out here. We need somebody else. And then like I made a couple of pretty awesome catches, if I do say so myself. And then I would just go back to the line. Like yeah, it was a weird balance. You couldn't really get anything going because the moment you were like, all right, I've caught a few balls, like I'm warm up now. Then you'd be like, oh shit, we gotta get back on the line
Right.
because she's hiking it all weird again.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. I had to play center a decent bit myself, and I don't think we were able to hike between the legs. I think we had to like do it sideways, which was weird for me.
Oh yeah, I would just mix it up. Like if I felt the ball was slipping for whatever reason, I
Yeah.
just turn around and hand it off.
Oh, okay.
But it was good. Like the other team was really good. Nice people, like really nice people.
Yeah.
So like it was just funny because we'd be talking shit to each other, but then like also at our own teams. Like when somebody messed up,
Yeah.
like one of the guys on our team got burned really badly. Like we bombed it and he got burned, and then our captain goes, "Dude, do you need some jam for that toast? Jesus!" And everyone on the field laughed. Like just keeping it funny.
Yeah.
Not trying to be too serious because we're definitely not in the division of like D1 athletes. Like there was someone else on the other field, and you could tell like everyone was like super jacked. And I was like, oh yeah, like it's not that serious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I have a few friends that do some flag football, and they're former college football players, so I could definitely see it getting
yeah.
real serious. And there are some very competitive people out there, man.
Oh yeah. Like I was watching them play, and they were just like throwing like super like perfect spirals,
Yeah.
and like these guys are catching it in stride, and they're like basically like everyone's got their prototypical Nike combat gear on. Like people are like shirtless out there. It's like, dude, it's like 30 some
Yeah,
degrees
right. I was
outside.
about to say that, man. I was like, this ain't L.A., Sandy. New York City,
Yeah,
man.
right. And we were playing by the water too, so it's
Oh
freezing.
wow.
But these guys just showed up like, dude, I want to hit somebody. Let's go. I was like, you're not in our division, right? Just so we're clear. Uh, but I'm just having a good time, and I
Yeah,
and I like sort of being outside now that it's starting to get warmer.
yeah.
I just need an excuse to like not be indoors all day and play video games.
I hear you.
But yeah, I mean, I hopefully I can share a win with you.
I hope so too.
Yeah, I
And
have to
hopefully
give
it's
you the
not like one of
play by
those.
play.
Hopefully it's not one of those whack wins when you're playing against a team of 6 people or 7, I guess in your case.
Yeah, people on our team are like, oh, like if we just show up every week, like somebody's bound to forfeit. And I was like, because like they don't have enough people, and I go, I don't want to win like that. I want to get a legit win.
Yeah, man. Actually, one of the best games that I played was a not an official game because my whole team didn't show up. It was election day, 2008 election day, and I remember coming back to
Oh, okay.
campus. I remember coming back to campus and like half my
Change.
team didn't show up. Yeah, because I think you needed a minimum of. I think, like I said, it was 7 people. I think you needed a minimum of 5 or 6 to play, and we ended up having to forfeit. So we ended up just using the field and playing just full tackle football, and that was a lot of fun
Jesus.
because I haven't played tackle football in a well, in a while. I guess that was the last time probably for
Yeah.
me.
What happened?
Nothing. It's hard to get a group of people like that together. Like just and that's weird to say like on a college campus, but to have that many people come together and play football. Like football is a bit of a different organized sport. You don't just like show up to a field and really just get a game of tackle football going. Like I could go to the gym or the basketball courts and play and get into tons of basketball games, but football's a little different where you can't really get that all the time. So you got to like
Yeah,
try to
you need
organize and get people together.
exactly.
I did it a few times freshman year of college, where like Andrew Baker and some of his friends and then a few of my friends, we would try to get together, just throw the football around, and then sometimes we were able to get enough people to play full football, like well, full tackle football. But that happened like what 2 maybe 3 times all of college for me, and then there was that one time with that flag football game.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely not tackle football. I think the liability
Yeah,
is way too much.
yeah, for
We definitely
sure.
did have to sign a waiver before playing, which
Yeah,
makes sense.
I did too, and I tore my ACL.
Yeah, right? Like,
Makes
who the
sense for
fuck
that
are you
waiver
gonna
then,
sue?
right?
Yeah. What's also funny is like we're trying to figure out what kind of defense we want to be playing. Like our team has this huge debate right now between man and zone. The issue is pretty simple. If you play man, you have to follow your man. That seems to be a pretty foreign concept on the team right now. They're
Yeah,
like, but I followed him in the beginning. I go, what do you mean in the beginning? What the fuck does that mean?
yeah, man. That
You can't play man cover. I mean, man cover is the easiest because you just point at the guy and be like, that's what I got. But
right.
on offense, like we're at a level where the offense definitely outclasses the defense, right? Because
Yeah,
you know where you're running. Defense has to read and react. Like there's no way.
exactly.
There's no way you got that kind of skill.
Yeah, you
Even
guys
if
aren't
you're
you
like
guys aren't
a
quarterbacks. You don't know.
exactly like we don't know. We haven't been born and bred in this
Right.
technique. So it's like, all right, why don't we play zone? But then the issue with zone is nobody understands like what the concept of zone is.
Yeah.
Where the zone isn't just a 1, 2, 3 feet around you. Like if a guy runs into your zone, you got to kind of follow him.
Yeah.
But so we're working out the kinks right now. But it was funny. Like at the end, one of the girls on our team was like, "Dude, we're all we need to do is make plays." And I go, "Really? Is that what you're gonna say right now? As part of your fucking post game conference? Like, dude, you just gotta make plays.
I love that. That's hilarious to me.
That's some John Madden shit right there."
That really is. There's some, but like there's some real commentaries. I mean, guess John Matt. There's some real commentary or commentators that actually say stuff like that, basketball and NFL. I'm like, come
Oh
on,
yeah.
cuz I could do
Like,
that.
right. It's like really. That's what you. That's okay. That's the insight you're giving me today.
I
Okay.
love I love when Chris Collinsworth actually commentates. I remember a lot of people in high school hated him, but I don't know. I'm like he breaks things down really nicely, and he sees things like before. I don't know. He just sees things and he explains why a certain play happened, and I like that a lot.
Yeah. I think they're trying to incorporate that more and more each year, but I
Yeah,
guess it is a delicate balance between people who watch the NFL a lot and people who don't.
yeah. I guess you're right. It's just there are so many of us that actually watch football all the time and still don't even know like how a lot of plays work. You just see stuff, but you may not even recognize that the play you just watched on first down, the play you just watched on third down were the exact same plays, and why the defense
Yeah.
reacted to it differently on third down as compared to first down.
Um, but it's just we'll see. Hopefully, it gets better as we go.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure it will. I'm absolutely sure it will. Just the man coverage, like the way we did it, we would have a mix. We would have like two people play man. It depended on like your skill set, and that's what we had to really try to cater to. So we eventually found that niche that would work for you. So we would set some people to play the flats, and then you'd have a couple people to play man on like their better receivers, and then we might have a safety. But it
Yeah,
depended on how many people were rushing and stuff. I don't even remember all the rules that we had to adhere to in our flag, but
we're basically doing a mix of those things where, because of the speed that we're playing against right now, it seems
yeah,
we're doing a mix of man up front, and then two deep zone.
okay,
The issue with that is though that people really like to just give up on their guy, and then just like like once they like get beat, it's like, oh well, I can't follow that guy anymore. He's too far from me. And then the safety has three, four guys recovering.
yeah. I
Like
was gonna
that's
say,
it's
so what do they
really
do after
annoying.
that? Did they just like stop?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's it's tough because like you can't put that much pressure on the safety to make those kinds of like stops over and over again. Because how is he supposed to play that many guys?
Yeah, absolutely. At that point, it's over. That's where the big play goes up.
Exactly. So we kept playing like too deep, and the our team captain was like, "What are you doing? Like you gotta like get up here and like bump and run this guy." Because really, you think we're gonna play bump and run coverage? Are you out of your mind? Like I don't see you paying me $39 million guaranteed to play bump and run coverage. I just compared myself to Darrell Revis. Um, oh yeah, that reminds me. In that scrimmage game we played, there was a moment where we threw an interception, and this one of their guys picked it off, and we could tell that he was a college athlete because he went from first gear to third gear so gracefully when he ran past the sideline,
Yeah.
and we're like, oh, you have no chance, and then he just like he was gone. He was gone almost instantaneously. Like he turned the corner on on our guy who like tried
Yeah.
to quote unquote run him down, and he was like, "Nah, dude, you're not touching me."
Jeez,
And I
man.
was like, "Oh my god, you are like a gazelle out here." Oh my god, no chance, no chance.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Miss those days, man. I guess I technically could still do some flag football, but I think the football days are behind me.
you think so?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident of that one. It's not because of like my lack of confidence in my knee. So the reason I tore my ACL is because the 4 years that I played flag football, for the first 3 years we would play on this super muddy field. Like if it had even like if there was a little bit too much dew on the field from the
Oh
day before,
Jesus.
the field would just be soaked. Like if it rained, there was like a trench in the field that would just be soaked in water. It would just be a large puddle, and the field would just get torn up from the flag football. So you had to wear cleats. If you didn't wear cleats, you couldn't stop, and even wearing cleats wasn't that much help.
Right.
So my fourth year, they actually put a turf field down, and I was so used to wearing my cleats. I wore my cleats the first game that we played. I got a sack pulling the Dwight Free spin move on the dude that was trying to defend me, right? Next play, I didn't want to pull the spin again, so I tried to fake left and then cut around to the right because the quarterback started to roll out to my right, his left. So as I planted my leg to turn, I heard I felt like my knee, just something gave in my knee and it hurt a lot.
Yeah.
So I just sat the rest of the game out. We ended up winning the game. And my knee was in in pain for the rest of the week. But it started to get better as the week went. I had like a pretty nice limp the next day. And then by the next week, I was able to walk just fine. So I'm like doing some sprints up the field before the game, and I felt really nice. I felt good. First play that I'm in there, maybe second play that I'm in there, I'm running down the field. Quarterback, he starts rolling out and he scrambles. So I start running after him. I'm nowhere near him, by the way. I was on somebody, and I'm just running to prevent him from getting any further down the field. And like all of a sudden, I hear a pop in my knee, and I just collapsed, hit the ground real hard, and that was it. That was it. That was my season.
God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. So I just think it was, that first game, I probably partially tore the ACL when I had planted and twisted. And then the next game, just running, whatever, I just aggravated a bit too much and it snapped.
Oh my God. How long was that recovery process?
It was just under 6 months for me. I was able to come back and play a little intramural softball, actually, at the end of that.
Wow.
Yeah, that was actually a lot of fun, intramural softball. I was really disappointed we lost our first playoff game, but I had like a couple nice catches and a few good hits. But that was like the first time I really felt the confidence in my knee. I was able to like just make some really good catches and get some nice outs in the outfield. Just like a full sprint.
It's crazy, but like it's funny how like these weekend warrior sports will really build your confidence.
Yeah,
Just in
absolutely.
like regular things. Like I know you were talking about in the context of you sort of rehabbing your knee back, but I'm thinking even just more like doing something cool on the weekend. Like, oh dude, I had a crazy play this weekend in some intramural league.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember those moments. I'm like, this happened 4 years ago. I'm still thinking back at that.
Yeah, dude.
That out that I got, the out that would have saved us had we been able to score like 2 runs in the next inning. I got on base and then the next 2 people got out after me, and that was it. Or I guess 3 people. Got a nice single to first base, and then I think I made it to second base before the third out came. Disappointing.
I can still hear the disappointment from you.
I also
like, I
played
got
some
on
intramural
base.
basketball at one point, but like those people were way too organized. We played in the highest division. Like you can just pick the division that you played in. And I remember we played the highest division, and I hadn't really played organized basketball in a while. And the people that played on teams, they played like every single day for like hours together.
Yeah.
And some of them were just way too good. I'm like, when it comes to basketball too, I think I'm better than I think. Well, how do I want to phrase this? Like, I'm good, I'm decent, but I'm like, I feel like everyone's better than me, and I'll defer to other people, even though I probably have the skills to like score or make a good play. And
Would you say that you have the skills to pay the bills?
it depends on who I'm playing against,
Okay.
I might have the skills to play the Bills if we're playing against if I'm playing against you, Sandy, I might have the skills to pay the bills, all right? But if I'm playing against some former NCAA kids, I don't have any skills to pay any type of bills. I'll sit this one out.
Your checks are bouncing?
My checks are bouncing like crazy. I'll pull the long 3. That's what I'll do, and I can hit the long 3 if they give that shot to me. I can hit that 3, but I won't be like driving aggressively because I'll just get blocked left and right. I'm too short to play the positions that I want to play. Like I can't play point guard, but when I was a kid, I had like more. I have more of the body type and the abilities of like maybe a small forward, and I never grew into that position. So my size now says that I need to be a point guard, and I can't dribble like a point guard.
Right.
I don't have that handling abilities.
Yeah, you don't have that 99 ball handle too.
I don't have that 99 ball handle. I might have like a 62 ball handle.
Oh my God, I gotta sit you.
62.
I'm sitting you. I'm sorry.
I have a decent shot though. I have a decent shot. I got a nice standing layup. If I'm super hyped up, I might be able to dunk, but I won't do that. I probably won't be able to dunk.
Super Saiyan
I can
motherfucker.
I can I can I can I can jump. I can hang on the rim and everything, but I don't know if I can get up enough to dunk the ball yet. Haven't
All right.
tried in years.
Can I tell you the horror story of me going out to play basketball
You can.
with my group?
This would be the last story we could tell because it's getting late for us. This is a late episode that we're recording tonight.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. So people in my group were like, yo, let's play basketball. Like after work one of these days. I was like, yeah, dude, it's like summertime. Like this is like like real summertime. Like it's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, or 8:30, and you're like it's still not dark out yet.
Yeah.
You just want to be like outside all day. So we're just getting a crew together, like, well, who's interested, trying to get people to sort of like see who's really down to play, and we found like a group of like four of us, or there are three of us. I'm sorry, four of us. And then so one of these days, like we brought a ball in, and I was like really hyped. I was like, man, I haven't played basketball since my driveway. Like,
Which doesn't even have a basketball hoop anymore.
no, it does, well, not anymore.
Yeah.
But like growing up, like we always have like most of the people. Like I wish I knew you back then. That'd be a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Because we would like there were games where we would have like 5-on-5. Like everyone in the neighborhood came by.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy. And we got there, and it's like your prototypical like white man can't jump. Like there's just like black teenagers everywhere, and I'm just like, oh Jesus, I don't know if I'm as confident in my ability as when I was when we got out of here. Because you see, the way it works is my checking and my savings. We get there, and it's like these kids just like, yo, like, are you guys looking for some people? It's like, yeah, like let's just shoot together. And then it's my boss, one of the guys, not my VP, like this Asian, like Korean dude, who's like
Yeah.
in charge of our entire group. He's like, he's got his J's on, he's ready to go, and he's like driving like fearlessly to the rim. Right, we're playing
Yeah.
these guys. He's just like drawing contact. He's yelling like, dude, you gotta like. He's like elbowing people when he goes up to the rim. And that's when these kids are like, oh, these motherfuckers are serious. And dude, I couldn't hit a shot that day to save my life.
Yeah.
It was so embarrassing. It got to the point where the kids were just like, nah, you don't have to D him up. He's gonna miss. Oh my god, I must have went like, and I tried. I think the only thing I did that day was like steal the ball once. But then I'd like go for a layup and like it like clang off the rim. I feel like this is so embarrassing. But it was just good to like play outside and like meet some new people. And I ended up seeing one of those kids who worked in our cafeteria the next day.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Man, you gotta work on that shot, dude." Oh my god!
Oh, Jesus.
It was so funny, cause he said that in like while he was like checking me out with like my food that I got, and he goes, "Dude, you gotta work on that shot, boss." And I was like, "Yeah, you telling me?"
Yeah, man.
It's fun. Oh, it's too good. It's too good. Yeah.
I need to start playing some more basketball. I need it like just by talking about basketball now. I just need to go hit the gym and just start trying to play some pickup games, which I probably won't do, but I should anyway.
Why? Why won't you do it?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I remember playing when I did my summer session before I came to UD. So there was like a transition, like a summer session for some students between senior year of high school and freshman year of college. And it was kind of like a summer camp-ish type of experience. And we would play basketball almost every single day. And I think after I started to get to know the people better, I started to feel a lot more confident. I was a lot more confident in like driving, my ability to control the ball, my shot. I was really, I don't want to say I was really good, but I was pretty good at the time. And
Yeah.
I think whenever I play with people that I don't really know, I'm a lot more like, it's weird. I'm like shy with my skills. So like, I don't want to shoot as much. I'm very like kind of apprehensive to shoot. I don't really want to drive.
Are you just nervous?
I guess I'm a little nervous. I don't know. I guess that could be it.
Like you don't want to make your fool out of yourself like I did?
I guess it's not that I don't want to make a fool out of myself. Some people take the game very seriously. This is exactly it. Some people take the game so seriously they don't want to lose. And I feel like if I take a bad shot, or if I take a shot and I miss badly, or I try to drive and I get stuffed, then people are going to get really upset. I'm not like, it depends on how well I know the people. Like that's it. I'll take the game seriously depending on
Like
how well
you're
I know the people that I'm playing with. So if I
you
know
just want to
all four
match the
people on my,
intensity. You want to
yeah,
match the intensity.
right. If I know all my teammates and I know all the people that I'm playing against, then yeah, I'll be competitive. But if I'm new to the court or I don't really know any of the people that I'm playing against, I'm not really taking it seriously. I want to win, of course, but I'm not like, if we lose, I'm not going to start screaming like, I'm not going to like start swearing or whatever. So, but some of the other
You're not
people
gonna go
will.
Suge Knight on people.
I'm definitely not going to Suge Knight on people, Sandy. Definitely not Suge Knight anybody.
Oh God,
So,
is it
so like,
funny that he passed out when they said his bail was 25 million?
oh man,
Oh God, he's been in solitary the entire time. How crazy
really
is that?
interesting. Got to protect them. So like some people just get very upset, and so I'll defer my shot to you because if you're gonna be very upset if we lose this game, here you take the shot because I'm not gonna be a part of it. I'll do my role on defense. I'll do my role on defense. I'll take the easy like layup or whatever I can, or like if I'm wide open on the jump shot, I'm not gonna pass that up. But like I'm not gonna like start testing people with my 62 handling because that person might steal the ball from me. So I'm gonna hit you with the ball back and you handle that. You just give
So
me you get me the good look and I'll take that shot.
yeah, you're more of a give and go.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not that like my handling is not that great, and so if I'm playing against people that I know that are good, they're gonna see that in me instantly, and they'll be able to steal the ball. So I'll give the ball up, and
I think
I'll
you
try.
just
I like to play off the ball a lot,
do you?
but everybody on like when you play street basketball, everybody's a point guard, man. Nobody's a center, nobody's a four. Like
Oh yeah,
everyone wants to bring the ball up, and everybody wants to like do fancy stuff when they dribble.
yeah. I don't know. I think you just gotta have more confidence in yourself and just like not take the game as seriously. I
Yeah,
think as long as you have a good time, that's all that matters.
yeah, that's true.
You can't let other people sort of dictate how much fun you're gonna have because you want to be able to drive. You want to go hard in the paint, you know.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. You always got to go hard in the paint, man.
gotta go hard in the paint. Don't let them sort of be like, it's that serious or whatever. Like you're gonna be as serious as you want to be.
Yeah,
All right, I think that's it for this week.
this was a fun episode.
Well, this was a lot of fun. I mean, it's been a while since even you and I have caught up together. So
Yeah, that's true. Like even on G Chat, I've been sick, and then I was in LA, so I haven't really been on. So yeah,
well, you've
you and I
also been
really
playing
haven't talked
Destiny.
much. What's that?
You've also been playing a ton of Destiny.
Yeah, I've been Destiny, and you've been doing some Mad and some Far Cry. So
Yeah, thank God I'm done with Far Cry. Oh, Jesus. I'm so over it.
yeah. All right. Well, I guess
Yeah.
that we'll sign off then.
Yeah, thanks so much for listening. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.